open the phones up. I mean, the time I think I had Tim on when you were off. Yeah. I asked people to ask questions that I could pose to Tim before he got on. And, Jenny, you could do something like that instead of avoiding him, confront him.
Yeah.
Say, hey, what's the deal? Let him talk, let him answer, challenge him back.
Yeah, Tim's heart is in the right place. He just doesn't always fulfill it, and he's just not one of those abrasive personalities. So he's not going to go out there and be a Trey Gowdy or whatever. But it's what you've got to work with, folks. Until we get a Trey Gowdy or something, Tim's what we got, and he's doing a pretty good job. Yeah. So I support Tim. Am I always happy with him? No, I'm not always happy with him, but I'm certainly happier than I would be with a Democrat in that position.
And I think once again, I'm not in their position. You say you want a firebrand, but you got to get reelected. You got to represent your entire constituency.
Right, exactly. All right, so we've got a call in line, but let's do this track first. So the FBI, right? The FBI is supposed to be our enforcer of laws, follow the laws, keeping us safe. But take a listen to this of what's going on with track 4 and the FBI. This is from Circa broke this news, and it's Sarah Carter. Go ahead and run it.
The FBI illegally shared data it collected with unauthorized third parties and federal contractors, according to a document recently declassified by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. 10 pages of the document from the FISA court show a history of violations in the FBI, like one case where foreign intelligence data on an American in the U.S. was disclosed to a forbidden party. Amy Jeffries, who the FISA court appointed to assess the FBI, wrote in the document the Bureau does not distinguish between U.S. and non-U.S. persons in its databases. That allowed the FBI to query data on an American for purposes of any criminal investigation or even an assessment. The Obama administration changed the minimization rules outlined in Section 702 of the FISA Act to aid the intelligence community's fight against terror threats like terror cells, lone wolf attacks, and cyber attacks. Jeffries concluded the FBI's minimization procedures do not provide sufficient safeguards to protect the privacy and civil liberties interests at stake. This comes despite public assurances made on May 3rd by former FBI Director James Comey that the data used by the Bureau was
lawfully collected, carefully overseen and checked.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill say Fourth Amendment protections need to be assured.
If this develops in the way it appears to be going, it'll be bigger than anything else we've talked about quite a while.
Lawmakers have told Circa they want the law to be revised, and behind closed doors, they're doing just that. For Circa in Washington, I'm Sarah Carter.
Okay.
Well, I'm surprised Flynn's name didn't pop up in any of that, because that's exactly how they got him.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. So, here it is, our top of the line, right? Law enforcement unit in the country, the FBI, is doing things. What third party and prohibited party did they share that information with?
The Clinton campaign?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it should be enough to make people think, this is how bad it's gotten in Washington. The FBI has been politicized. CIA, politicized. NSA, politicized. So they're no longer the neutral keepers of justice, right? Yeah. They're out there screwing the American people, screwing the American voter, and trying to push the agenda of some globalist New World Order garbage, right?
You know what happens is when you get into the federal bureaucracy, you end up living in Washington. When you do that, you buy real estate in Washington. And when you buy real estate in Washington, you realize that if the government were ever to shrink, the value of the house you bought and paid high dollar for is going to lose value. So, bingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take a call from Walter in Belleville. Walter, I haven't heard from you in a while.
There he is.
All right, guys. That's right. I'm back.
Good to have you, Walter. What's going on?
Hey, man, I wanted to say something about the dirty, unclean diapercrats. That's right. I said it again. They're the most wickedest, evilest people on the planet Earth. Only thing that changed them clowns is kick every last one of them out of this country. And I'm going to add some to the new list of the ones that should get up out of this country. Those dirty, false Republicans, including the famous John McCain, Stephon McCain, and Lindsey Graham.
Tokyo John?
Yeah. As usual.
Hanoi John.
I'm talking about the Congress and them clowns who is not moving fast to get this health care bill out of the way. And tax reform. They can't stand Donald Trump. They are counterfeits, fake frauds, and phonies that they are, a bunch of dirt bombs. That's right, I said it. They need to join Al Shriveled Up Sharpton. And by the way, before I go past Al Shriveled Up Sharpton, you know, every time that clown lie, he lose an extra pound.
It's like Stephen King, thinner, right?
Yeah.
That's right. He keep lying, he gonna disappear. We ain't got to worry about him no more. Okay.
What do you give him, a year?
Now, join him and let's take a trip down memory lane. Miley Cyrus, Cher, throw her in there. And there's another one.
Katy Perry.
A well-known Hollywood actor, black guy by the name of Sam Ain't Never Been Well Jackson, who I call Samuel Jackson. They said they were going to leave this country and go to Canada, right? Well, who needs to join them is them sabotaging Republicans, and all of them need to get up out of this country and never come back.
Yeah. Well, you make a great point, Walter, because you know what? Speaker Ryan and Senate Majority Leader McConnell, you know what? Take us back to 51 votes. That's my favorite hashtag out on Twitter now. 51 votes. Let's just get, you know, here's the one that I always bring up to Tim when he is on. EMP, right? Whether it's a mass coronal ejection or an EMP from Iran or Russia or whoever, our grid is at risk, the electrical grid. And millions of Americans will die, especially on the East Coast and the West Coast, where we have huge concentrations of population. Electricity goes down for months. People are dying in droves. And the Congress, Tim and Speaker Ryan, they have passed that bill multiple times, an EMP protection, hardening of the grid. And the Senate does absolutely nothing. And that includes that piece of human garbage, Debbie Stabenow, and Gary Peters, our two Michigan senators, who will do anything to block progress. That's what they do. That's what they're best at. So enough is enough. Mitch McConnell, take the Senate back to 51 votes, and let's get something done, for crying out loud. You've got the Senate, you got the House, you got the presidency. Let's make some progress, for crying out loud.
Yeah, they showing themselves to be the counterfeits that they always been. I don't know how they keep getting reelected. I tell you what, Donald Trump. And by the way, them tweets and all that stuff, keep it up, Donald Trump. I keep hearing these fake people calling Hugh corn chip chewing Hewitt show.
Yeah.
Who should reduce down to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That clown is he's so wishy-washy, you don't know who he is. Don't get me started on him, man. These people are, he needs to stop his tweets. No, his tweets.
That's why Steve Gruber has a show.
Yeah, we love the tweets. Well, Walter, we're running out of time here. Great call, man. Don't take so long to get back to us next time, would you?
All right, man.
All right, take care. We'll see you. All right, and folks, last thing tonight, if you got nothing to do, get your butt out to Burroughs Roadhouse, 810-227-6000, burroughs-roadhouse.com. They got some great bands coming up in June, so check them out, give them a call, and see who's playing. And we'll see you next week. Until then, go to thedailydrift.com. It's the news
you need to know.
You need to know. All right, see you then.